It's the 2008 NBA Playoffs. I'm back. It's time to discuss more basketball. And today, let's get started with the Phoenix Suns and the San Antonio Spurs. The first three games, the San Antonio Spurs, they dominated the series. Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili, the big three, have scored at least the Spurs 80% of their points. But in Game 4, Phoenix came out with intensity. They scored 34 points in the first quarter. They had the Spurs out of sync, and the Spurs never got themselves going and got back into the game. Tim Duncan shot 6 of 18, had 14 points and 10 rebounds compared to his normal 20 and 10 numbers in the first three games. Manu Ginobili, he only had 10 points off the bench in 21 minutes. And Tony Parker, he had 17 points, 3 assists, but he had 5 turnovers. He was out of sync, and he did not shoot very well. The role players for Phoenix, those are the guys that need to step up, and they did. Boris Diaw had a big game, 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. Raja Bell, breakout game, 27 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 three-pointers from downtown. The first half, he sparked the Suns, he got them going offensively, and he also continued that in the second half and also had great defensive play. And then let's not forget, Leandro Barbosa came off the bench and had 15 points. The difference makers in this series for the rest of the way is going to be Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, and Shaquille O'Neal on the Phoenix side. Shaq and Amari, they have to keep Duncan out of sync, which is what they did in Game 4, and they have to stay on the floor, and they have to be able to score. Amari Stoudemire had an off game with only 7 points in Game 4, but I'm quite sure that will not repeat again in Game 5. Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili, those are the three difference makers for the Spurs. If they go, and they play well, that's how the Spurs will come out, and that's how they will get the spark as far as the role players go. Brent Barry, he had 11 points off the bench, and that was the only role player that came through in Game 4, and that's because the Spurs were pretty much out of it, and they got blown out on the Phoenix court. Well, Game 5 should be interesting. I think Phoenix can win in San Antonio. It's just a matter of whether they're going to come out with the intensity and whether they're going to play hard and whether they're going to be willing to play the defense that they did in Game 4. That's my report for the San Antonio Spurs Phoenix Suns series. I'm Jameer Crothers.